Welcome to the Versa Business Tips Podcast. I'm your host, Shaheen Mazloum, founder and CEO of Versa Business Systems. We're here with a very special guest today, the man, the myth, the legend, marketing guru, Ceasar. How you doing today, brother?
So great to see you, Shaheen. I'm
Me too,
great.
man.
Thank you for having me on the show. Super excited to be here with you.
Absolutely. Me too, man. I love talking marketing because it is not one of my strong suits whatsoever. So, we always hire companies like you guys that really know their stuff, to be able to boost our revenue. So I'm excited to talk more about what you guys do. So for those that don't know you, explain a little bit about yourself and what you guys do.
Absolutely. So we're SilverSpoon Agency, Inc. We are a digital marketing and PR firm. So we have a full team. We have about 30 employees that work with us here at our agency, all in-house. And we work for companies large and small. But if you're a startup and you're looking to brand, build your website, launch and scale, we help you through that whole process.
Very cool.
And we do it very strategically. Every business is different. Every business has a different market that they're targeting.
Right.
So we focus on that, and we really try to put the emphasis on what is your value proposition and how are we positioning you in the marketplace to get you the maximum results.
Right. So do you help? I've noticed some businesses, they try to go after everybody. So do you guys help people figure out like a niche, if they're not sure, they're just reaching out to everybody. Do you help them figure out like who is the best type of customer to target to maximize their profits, especially for those startup companies?
Yeah, absolutely. So what you're referring to there is actually what we call the customer avatar.
Okay.
All right. And this identifies the exact person who's going to be looking for your product or service.
Right.
Now, for us, marketing, there's two sides of the coin for it. Some people say, hey, you should be niche down. You should only be working with, one niche and do marketing for just them. We're a little bit different at SilverSpoon because we approach marketing completely different.
Okay.
We give it like a 30,000 foot overview from the top, and we reverse engineer the whole process so that we can position you in the marketplace the right way. So we work with multiple types of businesses, not just one single niche, but we're in the home services, we're in the financial space, we're in the medical space, we're in the food space. So we have clients.
So you work with everything.
Everybody, yeah, we're out there, little gigolos of marketing.
Very cool, man.
But we love it. Like we love diving into your business and just helping you understand what's working, what's not, and how can we craft your offer that's going to resonate with your audience. That's really what we specialize at, and lead generation.
Right. Very cool. So when it comes to marketing, is it like everything else where you should be omnipresent, doing email and texting and online and social media and all these different things, rather than just focusing on, because what we've always tried to do, and some people say it's the right, some people say it's not, is trying to figure out like what marketing gets us the best results and then kind of go all in on that. And then other people say, regardless, like you should still be doing marketing on all different levels. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of, and first of all, kudos to you for knowing the word omnipresent. Right? This is like a big word when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
Big proponent of omnipresence marketing. Being everywhere, showing yourself, like if someone's going to use the bathroom, I want my face showing up in the urinal.
Right.
You want to be omnipresent. And that idea stems back to the days of the circus. We've all been to circuses as kids growing up, stuff like that, Big Apple Circus or some of those other big traveling ones. And the circus format of marketing was omnipresence. Anywhere you went during those times of, before media, posters and, signs and banners all over the place.
Everywhere, yeah.
That's omnipresence. So that's what we're trying to do with marketing. And we take it a little bit further as well because we do things outside of just Facebook, Instagram, Google, the core digital stuff.
Right.
We're doing stuff with programmatic display advertising and geofencing, which is a little more technical. We can probably get into that and go on for hours. So we'll probably table that for another call. But
now I know for some for some of the smaller businesses out there, when they hear being omnipresent, they're thinking, radio and TV and newspapers and online, and like it sounds really expensive. Like, can you still be omnipresent with a smaller budget or a smaller business
You
where it
could be,
may still make sense?
absolutely. I mean, you could really be omnipresent for free. You
Okay.
just have to do the work. You have to
Right.
actually create the content
Right.
and post it to your social channels.
Right. Right.
If you could do that and you have, a schedule and you stick to it, and you're posting 4, 5, 6 times a week, and then per day, at least 3 to 6 times a day,
Yeah.
now you're getting out there organically.
Right.
And, using proper techniques like hashtags and different things like that. There's Threads now, which is pretty popular. It's growing. And now Twitter is now X, right? So
Right.
a lot of changes in digital world, social.
Definitely.
But 100%, you're right. What I usually tell a small business that's really trying to get out there, get started, let's focus on the core, right? Search engine optimization is continuously overlooked. It's super
Right.
important, though, for that organic approach. If you're looking to save money in the long run, you need to get an SEO plan in place from the beginning.
Right.
It takes about 4 to 6 months to really get that warmed up and going for a new website, for a brand new website. And then, of course, you want to get Facebook. It's still the biggest marketplace out there, even though their business practices, I think, are unethical.
Yeah.
To say it nice. But Google, Facebook, Instagram ads, SEO, omnipresent social media.
Right.
That's
right.
a good core to start. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
But you want to budget for it accordingly. And, that's where you need to decide when if you're just starting a business, do I have the capital to invest? Do I need to get some capital to invest? Where does that start?
Right. Right. So like for us, for example, we're very omnipresent. We're posting on every single platform once a day.
I can't get rid of you.
Huh?
I can't get rid
Oh
of you.
no, and you never will.
Nope.
But so like I've tried sometimes, like when I have the time to post multiple times a day, and it seems like I don't get as much interaction or response when I'm posting multiple times a day. But if I just post once a day on each platform, I seem to get more interaction. Do you think it's best to, post multiple times a day and just constantly overload people with your content? Or is it better to just kind of once a day on each platform? Like what is your take on that? What is the better approach as far as like the free posting, not so much the ads?
I think the free posting side of it, you need to show, 3 parts of you. You need to show your business side, you need to show your personal lifestyle, and then you need to show like your family values.
Right.
And I think if you position those 3 things regularly, this way it's not continuously you promoting your business and you're putting that same thing out there. The algorithm's going to be like, all right, this guy's trying to skirt paying for ads, so we're gonna spank him out of the way a little bit.
It's crazy you bring that up because I've noticed. So I would say about 6 months ago, I got super serious about posting every single day, creating a reel for every single platform every day. And I stopped so much posting about my personal life. I do a little bit, like I'll post the sunset here and there or like a day with the family, but it's probably 90% about business. So I like what you said there. I'm going to definitely have to start doing that, mix it up. Like part of it about my lifestyle, part of it about values and family, and then another part about the business, and see what kind of it makes perfect sense, because if we're not paying for ads and we're just advertising our business for free constantly, the algorithm's going to push that further down the list. That makes complete sense.
100%. And people want to get, and we talk about building trust, right, with your customer. So it's great that you're putting stuff out there about the business. You're educating people on the services that you provide. But what about you? Who is Shahid? What is his values? What is he behind? People want to resonate with the person behind the business, not necessarily just the business.
Yeah.
So that's also a big important factor.
Great. I appreciate that, man. I'm going to have to implement that starting today, man. That's a very good point. It's something I never thought about. Now that I think about it, I'm like, you know what? When I first started posting about the business as much, I was getting a lot more interaction. So that makes perfect sense. Awesome, man. So tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial background. Like, have you
Yeah,
always been in marketing? Like, how did you? I mean, you've got a pretty large agency. I mean, 30 in-house employees is a pretty big company.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
And we're only 4 years old. I mean,
wow,
we grew relatively quickly. I bootstrapped this business from the ground up with my last $1,200 on a credit card.
wow, okay,
and and actually, what I did with that $1,200 was buy a program for marketing. Now, I went to school for marketing, college, and everything,
okay,
but that was back in the day. Not to
right.
age myself.
Marketing's completely different. I mean, hell, 6 months ago it changed completely again.
It changed yesterday.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean? So from what I learned was just completely obsolete.
right,
So I relearned. So I picked up a course, and I started to reteach myself the modern day marketing.
right.
And then I went and found myself who I believe is the best partner I could ever find, and
Yeah,
that's my business partner, George
yeah,
Karafotis. He's from Greece,
yeah.
and we met from across the world by investing into a marketing mastermind. And we met and we connected, and it was just like,
That's how you
you
guys
know,
met.
yeah, we met in a mastermind. Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah, we were introduced by our director of strategic partnerships, Lisa, and we may have her on a call in the future. She is just an incredible person. So she connected us, and then now she's our director of strategic partnerships. George and I are CEO, co-founder, and founder, and so we teamed up and we started to build our team. George is an amazing media buyer, really, really smart when it comes to the technical side of things.
Right.
He's more of like the integrator. Have you ever read the book Rocket Fuel?
I don't think so.
It's a great book. I can't remember the author right now, but it will come to me. But anyway, it talks about a visionary and an integrator. And the
Okay.
visionary is the person who's like kind of like seeing the whole vision of the business. Like, where are
Right.
we going? What are we doing? It's very much shiny object syndrome.
Yeah.
And that's me. I'm the
Right.
shiny object. And then George is the integrator, but he also has a lot of visionary too,
Right.
because he's disciplined that way. But integrators and visionaries, if you get one and one, you have a perfect partnership.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's definitely good. But yeah, we grew to a 7-figure agency in 4 years, 30 employees,
Very cool.
and we're growing, and we're continuously growing. We grew through COVID.
Right.
Actually, we had our 370% growth through COVID.
That's great. Yeah, we had our best year yet during COVID as well. And lending is a big part of what we do, and lending completely stopped, and we still had our best year ever.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
And it's a great, important part too to mention. Like during COVID, a lot of businesses started.
Yeah.
Like startups.
There were so many businesses started that year. It's unreal.
It was like unheard of. It was like a record, I think.
Yeah.
And and I'm curious too. You're the expert there, and I've consulted with you before in the past on financing stuff, and
Yeah.
It was a wealth of value that you were able to provide to me and my team, and guide us in the right direction. So I appreciate
dude,
that.
that's kind of like what sets us apart from everybody else. Like, especially like in any kind of B2B, you guys do so well in marketing because you educate your clients that don't like, the guy who owns the mechanic shop, he knows how to fix cars. He doesn't know about marketing and lending and credit card processing and all these other things. And so like companies like you guys and like us, we educate the customer on how these products and services work so they understand it. And then you don't ever have buyer's remorse or, customers that aren't happy with their results or their product or whatever it may be, because you're educating them. Hey, here's why you got to prove for the rate and the term. And, here's why this marketing makes sense. It's like not enough businesses are taking the time to educate their clients. And they're just like, trust me, I'm the expert. Let me just do my thing. And people don't feel good that way. Like they just don't.
Yeah. And it's important to find the right partnerships in business when it comes to like everything, like finding your go-to financial guru like yourself, right? 100%. Finding that guy who knows the business industry in and out, all the different products that are out there that are being offered. I mean, you guys are on top of ERC, you guys are doing stuff in healthcare and
Right.
insurance, and you guys are like really in the mix of like
Yeah.
helping people.
We try to be that like go-to, when I first started the business, my idea was to be more of a business consulting company, like a one-stop shop for businesses. And one of the things I'm just not good at is marketing. And so and me and you have talked about it in the past, being able to partner up with different companies that allow us, like if we're not the expert at it, we have companies like you that we can send those clients to. And dude, it's just made all the difference. All the difference. Those partnerships are so important.
They say collaboration is the new currency.
Oh, 100%.
So
it's just like the saying, your network is your net worth, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same thing. So you were talking a little bit earlier about how George is a media buyer. I've gotten a few messages on Facebook recently. Like it's always in the message requests where people are like, "Hey, do you have a media buyer?" What is a media buyer? What do they do?
Yeah, so a media buyer really just refers to the person who goes into the back end of Facebook and Google and any of those platforms. And they are basically programming the system, Facebook or Google, whichever you're working in, to target your avatar.
Okay.
So, interest-based targeting, audiences, demographics, location, all that stuff. And they go in there and they're putting in all the info that's needed.
Right. And now is that just for ads, or can you do that with your regular posting as well?
So that's just for ads. You can't do that with just organic posting.
I thought so. I just wanted to clarify.
Organic stuff, what's good about the organic side, especially like for YouTube, for example, for a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
It's a Google. YouTube is Google. So SEO is
I still haven't figured out YouTube yet. I've got so many videos, and I'm like, I need to get somebody in there to do like a sweep of my account and figure out, because I've got great content on there. Like I've got a couple thousand subscribers already. Like I'm just waiting for it to pop, and it's not happening. I'm like, man, I got to be doing something wrong.
Yeah, we can take a look at it for you and give you some guidance there. But basically, SEO kind of plays back in a role for YouTube.
Okay.
The description becomes like a searchable term in your descriptions of your videos. So that's just a little tidbit there. But
interesting.
YouTube is, people sleep on YouTube, and let me tell you, it's a powerful.
Oh, 100%. Every business owner that does well on YouTube. Grant Cardone even said it. He said, I don't get a ton of business from YouTube, but the clients I do get from YouTube are our biggest clients by far. I think he said it was one of the marketing masterminds that I did of his. And they said they generate more revenue from YouTube than any other platform. And it's the least amount of clients that they get from any other platform. So it's just those high value, ready to go clients from YouTube. Quality. Ever since he told me that, that's when I've just been gung ho on YouTube, trying to figure it out. But I'm at a point where, man, I need to get somebody like you to look at it and help us get that thing rocking. We're monetized. We've got a ton of hours. We've got all that. So there's probably just a couple small tweaks we need in order to really pop.
There you go. Yeah, we'll take a look. George is the king at that stuff. So
very cool.
He'll be able to just look at it and be like, yep, do this, and that, and boom,
Right.
So, and then of course you're going to have to throw some ad dollars at it. When you throw ad dollars at any platform, as long as it's optimized the right way, you're gonna see results if it's done right.
Right. So, we were talking earlier about how marketing is constantly changing, right? So since the Chat GPT wave, right? Everybody started talking about Chat GPT. There's all these different apps and, different plugins coming out with Chat GPT. What is your take on that? It is having I think it's still very important to have a marketing company to partner with to be able to handle all that stuff. But is it as necessary as it's always been since some of those things have come out? Or has just the marketing industry changed a little bit because of it?
So I think it's, going back to what I said earlier, that shiny object syndrome.
Yeah.
So ChatGPT is an incredible tool.
Yeah.
Can't take that away from the developers of this. It's the next thing, right?
Yeah.
And we're actually fortunate enough to be one of the agencies that was a beta agency for ChatGPT.
Oh, very cool.
So we've been working with them for over 3 years.
No shit.
Working on this stuff. So, yeah, so we've seen it evolve and really come to full circle.
Right.
And my opinion on AI is it's only as good as the person behind it.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't direct
you don't know how to use it or how to direct it right, or you don't know the prompts, it can do some stuff for you. Sure, it can rewrite your email or your text in a more professional way, but there's so much it can do if you know how to use it.
100%. And the thing that's crazy to me, one of the things that stands out the most to me right now is we're actually beta in another platform right now for a AI sales rep.
I've heard about this.
And an AI appointment setter. So
AI appointment setter?
Appointment setter and a closer. So here's the crazy part. The voice quality is like you and I talking right now.
Wow.
You would not know you're speaking to an AI.
That's crazy.
It's a little glitchy right now. There's still like some things like where it'll pause too long and stuff like that.
Right.
But in the beginning of the conversation, we say in the script, because it has a knowledge base, and you're able to build in the knowledge base what you want.
So you can build the knowledge base of this appointment setter and closer, teach it everything you want, just like you would a real person. Correct. And then that AI now becomes your sales rep that can talk to hundreds of clients at a time.
Hundreds of clients at a time. You can run like 20 campaigns at once for different offers.
That's good. It's almost impossible to fail now, the way technology is. It really is, man. It's just you just gotta do. You just gotta
you just gotta implement and go. But here's the craziest part. It's not done. I'm not done with it yet. So it does the call.
Right.
Goes through your scripting. It records the call. Right. It's on a dialer, so it's almost like using like a.
So it's got a dialer as well.
Got a dialer. It can set the appointment on your calendar. All automated.
That's wild.
And then it says, goodbye, have a great day. We'll see you on the call next Thursday at 3 p.m. Click. That's it.
That's a game changer, man.
And guess how much it costs a minute?
How much?
Well, right now it's at 27 cents a minute.
27 cents a minute.
So now think about the volume that you could be doing, at 27 cents a minute.
It's crazy.
What does that work out to? I think it's $1.36 an hour.
Yeah, so 27 cents a minute. It generally will take, like for example, the new PHI program takes us about 5 minutes to hook and get them to move forward, right? So what's that? $1.50 a deal? Right. That's crazy.
So you're talking about
even if it was 4 times that much, you're talking $6.
Right? Yeah. And then wild. If you US and this is. I don't know how I feel about it 100% yet. I think it's the coolest thing I've seen so far.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. But, there's a lot of products that are still going to need that personal touch. When it really gets out there, there's going to be people challenging it. Like, wait, is this an AI or is this a real person? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not an end-all, be-all for sure. But it is very cool.
But I still think the human behind it is going to be what makes the big difference.
Yeah.
And in our games of marketing and with finance, that personal touch really does make the big difference.
Oh, 100%.
Communicating with you like on the phone, you can show empathy. You can have those types of things. Whereas an AI doesn't feel anything.
Right. It doesn't feel anything. It doesn't have empathy. It doesn't care if you grow or, you know what I mean? It doesn't have that emotion. And I don't think it ever will. And if it does, then we're in a Skynet type situation and, nobody wants to go there.
that's another world at that point.
Right.
But, I'm with you there, man. But AI is cool. I think it's going to definitely be a good tool to put on the belt. But it's not the end-all, be-all.
No.
And, I'll leave it there with that. But AI is going to change a lot of things.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, you started your company, you said 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So did you own any other businesses or have you always been an entrepreneur? Or did you decide you wanted to be one day or how did that process work?
Yeah. So good question. So actually my career background is in law enforcement. I was a New York City police officer.
Very cool. Thanks for your service.
Thanks, man. 15 years. Greatest show on earth. Worked with some of the greatest people I could. And while I was there, though, I was always an entrepreneur. I started my entrepreneurial journey probably back when I was like 11 years old.
Right.
And I started like most entrepreneurs, mowing a lawn,
Yep. Started that when I
shoveling
was 7.
driveways, and I did that. And, I would make $150 shoveling driveways. And I thought I was like the
Yeah.
king.
Balling. I could buy any candy I
Balling.
wanted.
Yep, that's it. And it kind of grew from there. I didn't know I was an entrepreneur. I just knew I wanted money at the time.
Right. Yeah.
And then when I got into high school, I learned music. So I started a DJ company when I was 15 years old.
Very cool. I always wanted to be a DJ. My uncle was a DJ. He had like 15 vans that did all the big nightclubs and events all over England.
Wow.
And he had this barn where he would hit a switch and all the lights would turn on. And I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, man. I knew for sure one day I'm going to be a DJ. I'm going to be the biggest DJ out there. I don't think I ever bought a turntable, but, there's still time.
Never too late, brother.
Right.
YouTube University, it'll teach you everything you need to know.
Oh, yeah. I'll be the next Paulie D.
That's it. That's it. So I started the DJ company, and I've had that over 15 years now. And, I have 10 employees with that business. It kind of runs itself. Cool. We do mostly weddings and corporate events.
Right.
When I first started, I was just doing the club thing. And
right.
That didn't pay, and then you're drinking, you're doing things that aren't going to be beneficial to your health.
Right.
So when I got it, into the corporate side of it, that's where the money is. Corporate events. I've worked with companies like Jaguar, Grey Goose.
Very cool.
Stuff like that. So pretty cool. And then I do have a few other businesses as well. I have a software that we're launching. George and I, we built a software. It took us about 2 years.
That's the virtual reality one that we talked about, or is that
we have that as well? Augmented reality, the AR.
Yeah.
And we have our new software, which is coming out, which is a B2B lead gen tool.
Okay. That
de-anonymizes website traffic. So in other words, if I go to versabusinesssolutions.com, your website, and unless I fill out a form, you're not going to know I was there.
Right.
But with our new software called Hercules, if I land on your website, it's going to capture all my information, send it into your CRM. It's going to record where I was on the screen, looking at what services and products you offer. It's going to tell me who the C-level executives are of my company, the phone numbers, how many employees, and the net revenue of that company.
Very cool.
So it's going to gather all this data. That's public information.
Right.
It's all legal.
Right.
And then we're going to send that to your CRM, to your sales reps as a new opportunity.
Right.
You log into the dashboard and you can call me up. Hey, Ceasar, I saw you were on our website looking for some cash advance program. What can I get you information on?
Right.
Boom.
That is awesome.
How'd you know I was looking? Because they didn't fill anything out.
Right.
And but you just kind of go with it and be like, oh, wait, were you looking for something? And, just kind of.
Right.
But it's a really great way for you to capture leads.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Just installing a small script on your website, and it does the rest.
Awesome, man. Awesome, bro. So it's been great talking to you, man. I've gotten a lot of value out of today. We've definitely got to set up a call for sometime next week because there's definitely some things I want to do with you. I'm sure you can help us out tremendously, not just with our YouTube channel, but a few other things as well. And I'm I want to learn more about this AI appointment center too. I think that's going to be huge, man. So all of our guests, they give they come with an offer for all of our viewers and listeners. What is your offer for our viewers and listeners today?
Let's see, what can we give? Well, we have a guide we just put together. It's called 7 Steps to ROI. So 7 steps to your return on investment.
Very cool.
And it's the 7 steps that you can implement into your business on your own, or you can consult with a company like us to help you implement these 7 things. So we have a PDF guide, and I'd be happy to share that with anybody if they'd like. They can send us a message right on Instagram. Just DM DM us the word Versa, and I'll send them a link.
Very cool.
And our Instagram handle is at the SilverSpoon Agency _Inc.
Cool. Yeah, and I'll add it in the description so everybody has it.
And you know what else I'm going to do, Shaheen, for your listeners? I'm going to also include a 30-minute free business audit consultation on what they're doing with their marketing, and just give them a free 30-minute evaluation and give them the tools they need to implement themselves. Or again, if they want us to help them, we're happy to help them, but no pressure.
That's huge, man. Well, I know for one, I'm going to definitely take advantage of that. I mean, every business should, right? At the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter how good your marketing is doing, it can always do better. Always. Like, I thought we were crushing it back in the day in marketing. And then we got hooked up with WooSender, and we had the right company setting it up, and we 25x'd our revenue in 6 months just implementing one. Oh, dude. Like, we thought we were crushing it before, and then just a simple change like that in our marketing, and it just changed everything, man.
And WooSender is almost like an AI also, right?
Yeah,
Similar.
yeah. So it's like an automation mixed with AI.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's a lot of different companies that will set up WooSender for you. So it's all about getting the right company to set it up.
Yeah.
Like WooSender themselves, they're terrible at it. That's how I started with WooSender. Oh, it was so bad. Like, they're just not sales guys. They're tech guys, right?
Right.
So like, you got to get hooked up with the right company to implement and build everything for WooSender that actually understands your business, that understands sales and humans, and isn't just a robot.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, good stuff.
Man. Dude, great talking to you. I appreciate you coming on the show. We'll definitely link up sometime soon. I know you're busy. It's the last day of the month, so I'll let you get back to it, and I can't wait to have you on the show again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother. Thanks, man. Take it easy.